Developed by Indoor Astronaut and published by Daedalic Entertainment, this is a Saves Together quick save, and today we're talking about Unrailed. That's right, this is episode 66, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to welcome everybody to Saves Together, the podcast about playing games together. Whether that means co-op or passing the controller back and forth, or just playing the same game at the same time. It doesn't matter how, it only matters that it's together because
When you save together, you stay together.
I'm Craig McGowan.
I'm Grace Novak.
And this, like we said, is a quick save, which means we're kind of jumping right into it. We just want to talk about this game right now, kind of skipping the regular formatting.
We do this with our shorter games, our shorter
Yeah.
co-op games.
If it's a game we realize we don't have that much to say about, but we do want to talk about it, we might give it a quick save episode.
We might, and we did.
So, let's get right into it. We're going to jump straight to the factors. We're not talking about what we played in our solo time. And if you want to follow along with the factors, I feel like we got to add this into our regular lexicon. That's not the word. But if you want to follow along, head to savestogether.club, our website, and you can find an area pretty easily from the homepage that gives you a rundown of what the factors are and what we mean by what each factor represents.
Yeah.
So you can follow along, and maybe you'll get it a little bit better. Because I realized someone jumping in that's brand new to our content is gonna be like, what the hell are they saying?
Right, right. This is sort of just a breakdown of how we are analyzing the co-op gameplay. So
We created these factors to help us talk
analyze
about it, analytically, like specific points of interest in the game. And the first one is type of co-op. So in Unrailed, local, same screen.
There's also an online mode. I did notice that. So
That's cool.
you can play online. I don't know. I need to look this up. I don't know if it's only 2 people or I think it might be more than that. Up to 4 players on one team. So there you go.
So what's the gameplay? So it's a co-op game. Can you play it by yourself?
I think you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give me a rundown of kind of what we're doing?
Well, essentially, it's a pretty simple game. You are helping move your train along by laying down tracks to get to the goal, which is the next train station. And to do so, you're chopping down wood and mining rocks, putting those in your train, and then it creates track. And that's the base gameplay.
Yeah, the train is ever moving.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop it, so you have to have track out in front of it, or else you lose.
Right.
And various things get in your way.
Yeah, there's different biomes that have different obstacles. Your train will sometimes catch on fire. It will heat up, and so you have a bucket of water you can use to cool down the train. So that's something you kind of do intermittently while you're playing. And then as you level up by getting to train stations, you can add more carts or upgrade your carts. So there was one cart I liked that was a ghost, and it let you pass through your train. So, a big part of playing this game is creating your route, and you can lock yourself away from important resources or get stuck on one side of the train. So something like that can make the game a lot easier.
And you can get stuck on each other.
Well, no, but you can bump into each other. You can't get stuck. Oh, you're saying you can't
I
pass
can block
through
your,
each
if
other.
I'm in,
What
if
you're
it's a
saying is
one-by-one
you
space.
can't pass through each other.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, yeah.
Separate mode or full?
The full mode.
It's the full thing. It's kind of run-based.
It's pretty arcadey.
Right? Yeah.
There's no story. It's more just you can play it like an endless mode, and
that's it.
That's it. Well, with various settings, checkpoints or difficulties or stuff like that.
Control scheme. If it's 4 players, how are we controlling this thing?
We just used our Switch Pro controllers.
Yeah, but there's not much to it, so you could use Joy-Cons pretty easily.
Yeah, it's like 1 or 2 buttons. You're picking up your pickaxe and you're picking things up and putting them down. That's it. And running around.
And if you don't have a Switch, that's where we played it, because I bought the physical from Super Rare. It's also on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and PlayStation and Xbox. So it's sort of it's pretty accessible if you want to play it. Progression, things to unlock.
Only the train upgrades, but you also unlock little characters, so you can change your avatars, as it were, at the beginning. And I usually played as a little froggy.
I liked the dinosaur guy, but the dinosaur was green, and you liked being the green frog.
Yeah, it's confused things.
And that would confuse me, so I had to switch up. I would choose strange Adventure Time looking guy.
There was definitely Finn from Adventure Time in there.
But not really. But sort of. And there's an Indiana Jones alike. There's a
fellow.
wizard.
There's all the
There's
guys.
a good variety. I
A
like it.
good variety.
It's visually, it's like blocky, voxely.
I liked it. I liked the visuals a
The
lot. I think it's
loading
cute.
screens. Now I don't know if those were like custom made images or if those were like
Seemed
just
custom made.
zoomed in images, but the loading screens looked cool. I kind of
Yeah.
wish it looked like that, and it sort of does, but sort of doesn't. It's zoomed out, top down.
Mhm.
Shared loot or XP.
I mean, there's no loot or experience. We share like you get golden bolts to upgrade your train at the end of each like train station. So we share that as like a little team.
Yeah,
And you can save your game and stop whenever you want. It's just you can only load the save game once. So it is feels like it's kind of meant to be played just a couple times for one like session, you know. It's not like I said there's no story mode. It's like an arcade experience.
yeah. I think this game is like fun for one night, and I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't think it is. I'm not
I
saying
think
that's
I
a bad
liked it
thing.
the most after the first night and
Yeah,
liked it less with each time we played. I
which
will
is
say that.
well, that's like an interesting thing. That doesn't mean it's bad. That
No, no,
doesn't
no, no.
because it was very fun for the first
Yeah.
time.
You were more stressed out than I was
This
by
game
it.
was stressful, man.
Yeah, it's interesting because the gameplay is really simple, but it can get super stressful because, you know, it's a constant ticking clock of your train reaching the end of the track. And if you get stuck,
That is my least favorite
um,
video game mechanic.
it's funny because
Time
normally it
limited
is
stuff.
mine as well. I hate time limits, but there's something about this game that I really enjoyed. And I think it was the simplicity of it. I think where it kind of ran into the rocks for me was later in the
Say where it kind
biomes.
of ran off the rails. Say that.
I think where it kind of ran off the rails for me is the especially the snow biome. I think that's where everything started
Yeah,
to fall apart.
the snow biome is where I decided actually I don't like this game.
It was more that actually I don't want to play any more of this
That's you're right.
game.
You're right. You're right. To be fair,
um
yes.
it was just really hard to see, first of all. The snow was impossible. Everything was white, and then I could no longer distinguish between the trees, the rocks, which rocks were the ones you can mine, which ones you couldn't mine. And then you moved super slowly through the snow and the snow would come back. Like you would erase the snow and make a path, but then it would come back. And it just made the experience not fun anymore.
Right.
And I think part of it is it's hard to like scale difficulty in a game that has such simple gameplay like this because there's not a lot of depth. So you can't really work around those challenges in a way you could in something more complex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We dropped it down to easy mode. There I said it.
It's okay. You can
Because we were
admit it.
playing on medium and it was way too hard. Like
I think it was fine. It
it,
was just in the harder biome, it would have been, like, just not
it
fun.
was
It was much
yeah.
less fun, that's
It
for sure,
wasn't fun because of how hard it was. And we went to easy and it was way too easy.
until we got
Even
to the hard biomes.
but the hard biomes were annoying, not hard.
Yeah, right.
It was the same gameplay.
It was just less fun to
It was
play it
not
like
just no
that.
longer fun. Which and then we kind of started talking about this. How do you ramp up a game like this? Like
Yeah.
I
I
don't know
think,
how.
like, foundationally, that's just not really a problem that can be solved.
Right.
But it has so much potential in what's simple about it, so it's an interesting thing. I think it's like I don't know. I don't know what I think it's like. I just I'm glad
Right.
we tried it and played it, and I think there's potential there. But I don't think making the biomes that was is the solution
Yep.
to difficulty.
That's yeah.
That's what I would
Maybe
say.
just more bad guys. There's like bandits and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. Maybe
I
more
enjoyed the
bad guys.
bandits because the bandits would be on a part of the map, and essentially if you let them out by chopping down a certain tree or whatever, then they would come steal your stuff. And I
But then you could
liked
hit them. You could chop
right.
them.
Well, I kind of like the idea of trying to change your path to avoid them. Like that was a good amount of
Honestly, there
difficulty.
you go, right there. That's how you make this game harder. Make it so the path actually matters, because it kind of didn't.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of it, we just said, "Oh, can't go north because it's the rocks you can't go through. Have to
Mhm.
go south." That's it.
Yeah, I think more path. I think having like a maybe a wider map, and differentiating the biomes in a more unique way than just can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah,
There was a Halloween biome, and it was sort of turning the map upside down sometimes, which I thought was fine. It was better
that
than the
was
snow,
interesting.
but I felt it was a little bit like okay, like it feels a little bit like you don't know what to do
This is like
next.
the arbitrary. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
It's like
know?
arbitrary hardness where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that's harder. It would flip my controls, so now left is right.
Right,
It's like,
right.
sure. I mean, yeah, that is harder. That's the definition of harder. um, Friendly fire. Can you hurt each other in any way? You
I
can
don't
bump each
think
other.
so. You can if you bump into each other while dashing, which is how you get like a little burst of speed, you drop your things, but you
Yeah,
don't hurt each other.
right. I don't
I
think
don't
you
think you
can.
can kill each other.
Interruptive actions. This is things like screen block, screen drag, screen warp, where the game sucks me back to you because I was too far away. Stuff like that.
No, none of
Yeah.
that. You're very independent, which is I think is
But the
necessary.
game does have a screen block
Well, that's a
because
game
that's the
mechanic.
game design of the constant moving.
Yeah, I wouldn't really count that in this category just
You're
because
right.
it doesn't affect the co-op
I do
gameplay.
think an interruptive action though is the dashing thing. I guess that's a thing that you do though. You
What do you
interrupt
mean
me.
me?
Like you cause the interruption, not the game
Yeah,
programming.
right, so it's
But
different. I
it's
would say it's more in the realm of friendly
okay. How
fire.
about is the snow an interruptive action? Because that's programmed by the game
No, but that's
it's
not co-op.
damn annoying.
We're talking about the co-op interactive action. So in Kirby Star Allies, like if I was playing by myself, I wouldn't be warping around the screen. But
Right.
because I have someone else, you are.
Fair enough.
So that's where it differentiates in co-op. But this game, I feel, is very much meant to be played with other people. You can
Yeah.
play by yourself. I think it'd be fine, but I think part of the fun is the chaos overcooked like of like yelling at each other of like we need wood, we need rocks, no, don't go that way, don't place that's the kind of fun of it. I think this is would be a good party game.
I wonder if the game does anything the more people you have. I bet it doesn't to change the difficulty because that means with 4 people this game will be even easier.
Mhm.
And then you have one person on bucket duty, one person on track duty, one person on tree duty, and one person on train on rock
It
duty.
might be kind of fun actually with more people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my next question: pizza party game. Is this a pizza party game?
I would say so actually. I think a couple reasons. One, very easy to learn. The concept is dead simple. Similar to Overcooked where it's like there's very little controls and it's more just the difficulty comes in the chaos and the time limits. But this is very easy to play and it's also like that fun brand of chaos of trying to do something very quickly and like having fun ragging on each other for what you're doing wrong, you know?
Yeah.
And I think like what you're saying, I think this actually would be more fun with more people and
Mm-hmm.
not less people, which is pretty rare for co-op games we play, I would say.
So like I said, this is fun for one night. So that's
Yeah.
the night is the pizza party. A group of friends that just want to play a game for one. Let's check
Yeah.
this thing
Yeah.
out tonight, and then next week we're trying something else.
Next week we'll do Kiwi. I don't we haven't played Kiwi.
But
I
there's
can't
only
say that.
2 people for Kiwi, right?
That's true. Well, actually, I don't know.
Because it's Kiwi, not Key 3. I don't
Not
know.
Key 4.
It's not Key 4.
What does Kiwi mean too?
I don't know, but it rhymes with 3, all right?
All right.
The difficulty of the co-op.
I think just like we were saying, I think it's less difficulty the more people you would have.
Yeah.
But it is meant to be difficult in the way of like you block each other, so it's not dead easy. Like
Yeah.
they do add a challenge in having more people on screen because you're gonna get in each other's way. But I
Right.
think that would make it more fun. But yeah, it makes it more difficult and more easy, which I think is what you kind of want in a co-op game most of the time in this way. It needs to have some sort of challenge. It can't just be like we're OP now because there's 4 of us. Like
Mhm.
yeah, we can each divide our tasks, but now this asshole has the pickaxe, and what am I doing? I'm just gonna run into him and steal it from him. Like I think it could be a little more goofy and competitive in that way. I actually never thought to like steal the pickaxe or the axe from you, but I could. If I
But you
dashed
never
into
would
you.
because I'm just gonna do what you're doing. If I'm carrying the
Yes, right,
pickaxe, I'm
right.
doing the rock
But
smashing.
maybe you're not doing it the way I want you to. Or maybe you just want to be a dick to your friends. I'm just
Yeah,
saying this
right.
could
There's
be
there's
goofy.
a chance, but
What?
strategy or tactics.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you're planning the entire time which direction to go. So I would say that's the main
Yeah, but
strategy. And we kind of will be like, okay, you go do rocks for a while. I'm gonna do the woods, or you go
yeah.
do woods and I'll do rocks.
That's all there really is. Go get the
Yeah,
bucket. It's really to me there wasn't much
I
because
I liked
the
that though.
route didn't matter. You just had to go. It
I
was
think
almost never that hard to like figure out where your train needs to go.
I think that's what I liked about it. I liked the simplicity. I just think it had trouble scaling up.
Yeah.
But I think what the bones of it are really good.
Yeah. 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 Communication, the final factor.
I think we were definitely communicating quite a bit.
Yeah. The stress of the timer. Even though it was stressing me out,
You were
um,
very stressed.
it was like really stressful
You
for
were
me,
like
but
getting up from the couch and
yeah.
like leaning forward and I was like, "Chill, man. We're just, get
No,
some
dude, the
wood,
train's gonna run
bro."
off the tracks. All these. I mean, also, what's the train doing? It's not carrying people. It's just a machine that makes more train tracks.
Listen,
So
I don't
why
know
are we
what the
doing this?
lore is, okay? We're just doing it to do it.
Okay, so I didn't actually think of a score for this game. So hopefully you have something else to talk about. But while I think about what I should score this, is there anything else you wanted to say that we weren't able to get to with the factors? For me, I should have mentioned this in Control.
Uh-huh.
I think I would have preferred a mouse and keyboard. Because possibly that would give me a little bit more fine, detailed control.
Yeah, we found out Craig
Is an
has
idiot. I
a
mean, yeah,
no, but you have a problem with your thumbs, and I
yes.
think it
It's I let
so
go of the stick. We've
essentially,
talked about this before.
let
I
me
guarantee it.
explain. I don't think we
Go
really
ahead.
have.
Regale me of my problem.
So in this game, to chop down tree to mine, to move thing into thing, you just push against those things. So you pick up the pickaxe with A and then you run into the rock. That's it. And then you pick up things by pressing A on them. Essentially Craig's problem is when he is pushing the stick in one direction and he's done doing that, he'll flick it in the other
I
direction.
don't
Not
flick it.
sure
I just let
why.
go of it, and I let go so powerfully it whips to the left. If I was pushing right and I
Yes.
let
So he
go,
can't just let go normally. It's like his hand
do you
has to like
seriously guide it back? I'm picking
flick.
up a controller. Hold on. Do you seriously?
I don't move
Do
it
you
at
seriously
all.
guide it? Like I do this, and I let go, and you hear the. That's the
You're
problem.
letting go too far. So the spring in the thing, you like are it's almost like you're flicking it over. Honestly, that's
Do you
how
keep your thumb on it when you were? If
I'm
you were to
just
let go,
letting
do you?
go.
Do
I'm
you
just letting
do
go.
that?
No, I'm just letting go.
So am I.
No,
I
you're
got a
not.
powerful let
No,
go.
you're not. I'm trying to explain to the viewers, to the listeners, what he's doing.
I mean, but I can't.
He's
I can't argue that I'm wrong
holding
because it
it,
doesn't
and
work.
then he's like flicking it to the left.
I'm not flicking it. Look at me. Look at me.
That's what he thinks he's not doing,
Is that
but that's
flicking?
what's
That's
happening in
not flicking.
reality. Not consciously flicking. And what I do is I just hold to the right and let go. I pull my thumb up. So what you're doing is you're like letting it go in such a way that it's like still exuding force on the stick.
I'm just used to playing skate or something like, and you
I
gotta like.
think that's honestly it. It's like the kind of games you play, it wouldn't normally matter, so it's like your hand is like conditioned to do such a thing. Anyway,
Craiggy stupid hands. Here he is.
hey, that's not nice, all right? Not everyone has
Smart
perfect
hands.
control of their hands like me. This is just how it
I'm
is.
old. All right.
Yes, he's old. He's very old.
I got
So
arthritis.
I don't
Arthritis.
think you should make that joke. All right.
I think I do.
I don't think having arthritis would make you do that. I think it would make you.
Well, that's what I'm gonna blame because I'm pretty sure this ring finger.
I thought you were saying your middle finger.
Well, I thought it was, and then I realized it's my ring finger. I'm pretty sure this ring finger is. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of scary, but I don't want to think about it, so I'm just gonna keep joking
I
about it.
think you should go to the doctor.
Eh, eh, eh.
Is that your old man noise? It's okay to to be getting old. Your body wears down eventually.
Not if I have
And that's
anything to do
Unrailed.
about it.
And I would give Unrailed a B
I give
plus.
it a C plus.
Let's give it a B. No, let's give it a C.
A C,
No,
a
let's give it a
B,
C.
a C,
No,
a
let's
C
give it a
plus
B.
or a B. It's between C plus or B.
I say B.
This is the first time I've wanted to have a minus. But yeah, it's probably a B for the one
I think
night.
it's a B.
It's a B, but it's fun. It's good. You should play it.
A B is fun,
But like
by the way. You
it
don't say
stops being
there's
fun
no
pretty
but.
quickly, so stop playing it.
Play it as much as it's fun. Just like I was saying on the E3 episode, listen, like, uh, there's not enough time in the world to just waste time on things you don't like. This is serious, guys, especially when you get older. Don't play it anymore if it's not fun. But I think this
Yeah.
game is worth giving a shot, and I really do think it would be fun with more people. So
Yeah.
that's part of our experience.
And it's pretty unique.
It is unique.
I've not played anything like it, really. I mean, you could boil down to it being like Overcooked, but
No,
I
but it's
don't know.
different. It's like it's its own thing for sure.
I wish there was a slower, more detailed version of this.
I definitely think it would be in that new genre that I've decided that we talked about. I don't know when we talked about this, but that chaotic co-op genre,
Yeah, it's
with
got
that kind of uses chaos as a gameplay mechanic.
yeah, it's fun because it's hard,
Yes, right.
because it's chaotic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
Cool, that's Unrailed. You should check it out.
Check it out. Check it out on Steam or Switch or whatever the hell. It's on a bunch.
All right, Grace, now's the time for you to tell me where we can tell them to find us on the internet.
You can check us out at savestogether.club, where you can find links to our social media, our episodes, and a rundown of our co-op factors and categories. And you can also follow us over on Twitter and Instagram at savestogether for updates. Did we even talk about the co-op category for this game? I don't think we did.
We didn't because I'm still working out the formatting for the quick save format.
Oh,
So
can we really
you're right.
quick just say it?
We should put it in there. It's a team worker
I would say
through and
it's
through.
a team worker for sure.
Yeah.
Because we can do whatever roles, but it's important that we work together as a team to get it done. You can't, you can do it on your own, but it's a team worker if it's in co-op.
Yeah. Like I'm getting the wood while you're getting the stone, and that makes it easier.
Mhm. Bing, bing. That's the
It's a
category.
good teamwork. Okay, hold on. We did the teamworker series middle of last year. Is this better than the worst that we did, the Get Packed team tools up? I would rather play. Hmm.
I like tools
I
up.
don't really like to compare games in this way. Well, I really
Yeah.
like it, but that's not the point of the scores.
I like
um,
I like tools up. Well,
Tools Up was not that fun.
you
I
know
don't
what's
remember
interesting
having
is
fun with Tools Up. I remember
there's
having
almost
fun.
I think when you're talking about this new genre of chaos co-op, it's almost always a team worker that's timed.
Yeah, right. Well,
Well, I think that's I just never thought about that.
Gang Beast, or the one we talked about last, Mad Streets. Those are chaotic.
That's I wouldn't call those team workers at all.
But so I don't think the chaos
Team worker?
is
Yeah.
related to teamworker.
Okay, well, how about just timed?
It's just if it has like it's not necessarily a genre.
Is
You
chaos
call
there? Then it counts.
it is the chaos the mechanic at play
Yes. Is
or not?
chaos the thing driving this game?
Yes.
How about that?
No, it's the train engine. It's the coal.
It's the rock in the wood. What are we talking about?
I don't know. You just
Oh, you
oh
asked
I
if
want,
Tools Up is more worth playing than this game.
but then I realized like, well, I don't want people to think that Saves Together episodes compare
No, we don't.
equally, and they don't.
It's
Listen,
impossible.
everybody. Each episode and
Yeah,
each
forget
score
what he
is
just
not
said.
related to each other. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We're not creating an official rank,
But if you were
even
just
though I
asking me
love.
off the record which one
Yes,
I'd rather play, I would say Tools Up. But I
really,
think because it builds on itself a little better, so like you have
it goes
more
somewhere.
it, yeah, and it introduces like wallpaper and that's not all necessarily working really well, but I enjoy the growth of new mechanics. I did say what I liked about Unrailed was the simple mechanics, but I think it just plateaus really quickly because of that.
Plateaus really quickly is a
Thank you.
good way of saying
I'm
that.
smart.
Yeah, it plateaus quick, and
Stays there, and then you're like, and then you're in the snow level, and you're like, fuck this,
yeah.
you know.
Well, cool.
All right,
Thanks everybody for listening to our quick
choo
save.
choo.
Choo choo. Let's choo choo on out of
Let's choo
here
choo
and
on out of here.
hit the tracks, Jack.
Don't you come back no more.
But please do. Please come back next episode.